All right, what is going on, my dudes? So the next champ that we're looking at for Buffvember 2021 is Karnak. So this guy technically got a rework. However, it's more of like a moderate to me. He got a fully new SIG. A stricter training regimen allows Karnak to begin the fight with one focus charge. Additionally, his basic attacks are enhanced in the following ways. Ignore positive physical resistance, which is nice. It's definitely nice to have. And then striking the opponent's block grants Karnak 110% of the power and unblocked attack was granted. So, yeah, that's cool, right? The thing is, the way his charges work now, at one charge, you get like close to guaranteed crits. At two charges, basic hits can land critical hits into the opponent's block, right? And then at 3+ charges, basic attacks have a 50% chance to inflict a burst of bleed damage equal to 35% of the damage dealt by the attack. So, his special 2, it now has a really nice fury that can stack, okay? This lasts for 30 seconds, but is paused every time the opponent is knocked down. So, for heavy attacks, you consume one focus charge, right? One of these charges here, every time you knock them down, and you put a fragility debuff up. Now, the attack does not consume a focus charge if the opponent is intercepted, recovering from the use of a special attack, or charging or executing a heavy attack. Now, there's been a long-standing bug with like Crossbones, for example, where he still consumes a fury when punishing a special attack. It works for Karnak, but only if it's like a certain special attack. For example, like Winter Soldier Special 1, you can't punish that without losing it. However, you can punish Winter Soldier's heavy attack, which you will see in this video. Now, his SIG ability plus his second charge kind of seems like it encourages you to like hit into the block as much as possible, kind of like Massacre. However, I just find it more beneficial just to fight normal, man, because unless you're at SIG 200, you're not going to be getting 110% of the power that you would have gained, and also you just do more damage if you hit them in the face, man, because you have close to guaranteed crits, so you might as well just fight normally. So I definitely don't think his SIG ability is needed whatsoever. I did some testing with and without, and yielded about the same results. One thing I really like with him is that incoming poison effects deal minus 65% damage. That's just flat in his kit now, so he's super suicide friendly and heals from them very nicely, which is really nice to have. So he's very sustainable. But let's jump in now and we'll talk about it some more in a bit. So keep in mind, as always, Winter Soldier is not the end-all be-all for testing and grasping the value of a champ, not even close. We're just using it to just pretty much test out his damage, see what the damage capability is like, okay? So right out of the gate here, when you're duped, you start with one charge. As you can see, that green little passive underneath his health bar, that is what's going down, and now when I get to 2, now I can crit through block. At 3, I have the bleed damage, right? So essentially, if you're going for damage, as you can see, I'm critting through block, but I'm just not doing a lot of damage at all, man. So it just doesn't make sense to do that, in my opinion. So if you're going for damage with this guy, what you want to do is you want to go for the special 2 as much as possible. Now, my biggest issue with Karnak here is that he does seem to take a little bit to ramp up when it comes to the Furies, right? So I like to punish heavy attacks as much as I can, get the fragile debuffs up, right? Refresh the special 2 Furies, right? All right. Boom, boom, boom. That didn't crit, unfortunately. It would have done a nice bit of damage, okay? But here, as you can see, we punished the special 1. However, we did lose a charge anyway. So, like I said, it works against, like, the thing where you can punish very quickly. But if it's a slower special attack, you cannot do that. So just keep that in mind if you're playing this guy, all right? Now, here, we're critting through block a little bit harder because we have some more Furies, but still nowhere near the damage that we would do if we were just hitting them. So it just seems counterproductive to me. It's like nice to have. Here I tried to see maybe I can get him to dash in so I can intercept, but that didn't work. That's all right. But here I'm okay with like losing some charges. You can get some like intercepts with a heavy attack like that if you chain them in the corner. But as you can see, the damage is ramping up kind of nicely with the 3 Furies. Depending on how aggressive you are and how aggressive the opponent is, you can definitely stack them up quite a bit. You'll notice that I've used now 4 special attacks. That was a nice 60k special 2. And I'm still pretty much at 100% health, okay? Because if you run the Suicide Masteries, you're just going to be pretty much topped off, kind of like Diablo the entire time. So he's very sustainable. He always has been very sustainable. His special 1 still has that True Strike, and his special 3 has a Disorient debuff now. Now, you can go for the special 3, put the Disorient on the opponent, and then hit into their block, but all of the time that you spend doing that, you can just spend that time getting the Fury from the special 2 and fighting normally And you don't have like it's a mechanic that works. Don't get me wrong. Historian is going to reduce their block proficiency. You're going to be critting through block and gaining power. It works. There's no doubt about it. But you're just better off doing 2 special 2s instead of a special 3 and getting the double fury, as opposed to going through all of that to try and hit the opponent's block. For me, what this sig ability does is it allows you to start with the almost guaranteed crits, right? Because we didn't crit for a bunch of the special 2s. And it essentially ignores some physical resistance, which is nice. And then if you happen to go in and hit into the opponent's block, well, then you get some power, and that's pretty darn cool, man. But overall, he's definitely improved. There's no doubt about it. This fight would have taken probably like 200 plus hits prior to his buff. Again, Winter Soldier is not the way to grasp the usefulness of a champ. He's extremely sustainable, even if he's not the speediest champ, even if he's not the hardest hitting champ fresh out of the gate. He's very sustainable, and he definitely can do some things for sure. He has some nice defensive ability accuracy reduction on the special 3. I can't recommend you use him over like Falcon or Crossbones for defensive ability accuracy reduction, because you have to get to a special 3 in order to do it. But his True Strike is very, very good. On special 1, it is now longer, and also you can extend the duration by using heavy attack. So he has one of the best True Strikes in the game now, and that's where I feel like he's going to find his usefulness for sure. So again, you can't test that out in Realm of Legends, man, but you just it's obvious, you know. It's like, I think it's like a 15-second True Strike, and you can extend it as well, and it's very easy to spam special 1s if you need to. And if you run the Suicide Masteries, the sustainability is going to keep up with him, okay? Now, another thing really quickly is that when it comes to synergies, he doesn't really have any. All he's got going on here is the Inhuman Royal Family stuff, right, as you can see. And he's got, I believe, a new one here with Medusa. Striking into the opponent's block reduces their ability accuracy by 30% per focus charge. So that is the one that, you know, after 24 seconds duped or 36 seconds unduped, if you hit their block, you can reduce their ability accuracy by 30% while hitting their block. So that's fine. It's nice to have, I guess, right? Overall, he's definitely improved. He's kind of like as good as I anticipated him being. I think he's good. I would not be ranking mine up, I don't believe, if I had one. I don't really know like where I would want to use him outright, but he's definitely overall improved, man. Like, there's no doubt about it. Anybody who says this is a nerf is just I don't know, man. People always find something to say that there's a nerf about, and it's just not. Every single thing about him is just improved, man. The stackable Fury is nice. I could potentially see you like stacking up like 10 Furies or more in like Labyrinth or Abyss. He just wouldn't be my first choice for that kind of content, though. That's the only thing. So, yeah, I think he's definitely good. This synergy is nice. If Black Bolt gets a nice rework, man, then this is going to be a solid trio. You know, plus 25% attack at the start of the fight is really good. But yeah, man, that's Karnak for you. He's definitely improved. He's definitely improved, no doubt about it. Keep in mind, all the footage you saw here was just a rank 2. A rank 3 will, of course, hit harder. So if you're into Karnak, man, I think he could be a decent champion to rank up. He's very, very sustainable, man, and that is definitely something in itself, man. The sustainability is really, really nice. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. So that's it for this one. If you did enjoy it, drop your boy a big ol' like. Comment what you think about the Karnak buff in the comment section below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any other future videos coming to you in the future. I'll be seeing you around.